What up, YouTube friends? CoolStoryBrobat bringing you Narrated Showdown battle number 92. Now, this battle, it actually had this around the beginning of this month, actually, so, we're catching up. This is kind of old replay. Well, the beginning of April, my bad. It's May now. Dang. So, about exactly a month ago, pretty much, was this battle I had against my bro, Jojo. He's a good friend of mine. I had a battle against him during someone's tournament a very long time ago. Feel free to dig through my uploads because I don't even remember what battle it was. And basically, I got a 6-0 on him. And he recently started coming back to Showdown. And you know what? He wanted a rematch. I mean, of course, these are nowhere near close to being the same teams because I was in Gen 5 when we did that. But here we are now. And basically, this is a team I've been using for like a while now. Since around like the start of April. It's double dancing Porygon-Z team. Because bulky double dance Porygon-Z is a beast. With nasty plot agility. Enough EVs to outspeed Scarf me and Shao after agility. I actually run timid. Most people run modest. I run timid because aside from outrunning other Porygon-Z in most situations. Well, actually no, you hit the same speed, actually, my bad. Well, aside from that, you're able to run more bulk if you run timid, because if you run modest, you need more speed investment. You run timid, less speed investments, which means more HP investment, which makes it easier to set up, yada yada yada. Anyway, choice band Victini, pretty standard, I mean, he's like the wall breaker if you have nothing else to really slap on. Just throw a Victini on. He beats fairies. Life Orb Roserade, because it is a beast, especially with spikes. Spike support is pretty awesome because it wears stuff down. But I'm a weirdo and I run toxic spikes because I like putting things on a timer. It puts more pressure on the opponents, and yeah. It's pretty fun when the opponent doesn't have a grounded poison type like Nidoqueen or Roserade. I guarantee you it's fun. Especially defensive Florges. Well, no, my Florges has like 160 defense and 96 special defense calm. The 160 defense is to avoid the 2-hit KO from Life Orb Starmie Psyshock. Pretty important benchmark to me. Some people run more defense. I wouldn't run any less than 160 personally. Swampert, physically defensive Swampert, he's a beast with Stealth Rock and Waterfall and Earthquake. He's Wheaties, Breakfast of Champions, enough said. And Mega Aerodactyl, this is actually a bulky one with enough speed to outpace Mega Magnetric after Mega Evolving. So he's jolly, I think it's like 136 speed, max attack, everything else was dumped in the HP. And he also has Defog, because it's good to have a fast hazard remover. Now, looking at my boy Jojo's team here, he has a penchant for running unexpected sets, I think. Yeah, he kind of does. And looking at his team here, I'm not too worried about Whimsicott. Like, my entire team is just unfriendly to Whimsicott. Like Florges doesn't really care about it. I mean, I could just switch out of it with that. Roserade counters it, unless he, runs some spec set with Hurricane. Victini pretty much switches in on it, and could U-turn if he leads Seeds trying to go into something else. Aerosmactyl, I mean, come on, it has Aerial Ace, enough said. So pretty much what I'm worried about is his Mega Houndoom, because Mega Houndoom is a threat. It is a threat. Luckily I have Mega Aerodactyl, so unless he's like Flame Charge Mega Houndoom, which could actually threaten the heck out of this team after a nasty plot and the Flame Charge is up, I should be able to take him down pretty easily by just straight offensive pressure. Empoleon, that's probably going to have Stealth Rock and Defog, so it's most likely a specially defensive set, which goes pretty nicely with physically defensive Cofagrigus. Not much to really be said about Empoleon. Empoleon's actually somewhat kind of annoying. Swampert doesn't want to switch in on it because of Scald. Victini, Scald, Aerodactyl, Scald, and Porygon-Z can't really break it by itself, so pretty much I have to kill this thing with, the offensive momentum of sorts. Because it even gets a free switching on Florges because of the fact that Florges is fairy and can't do much to it with Moonblast, and it sets up hazards on it or clears them away for free. So, Empoleon's definitely an annoying defensive threat. However, it cannot wall my team so much as my team just hates taking a Scald from it, because Aerodactyl's got Earthquake, Life Orb, Giga Drain from Roserade kind of hurts, and it can't really do much back to me. And Victini V-Create, I mean, come on, do I need to say anything? So physically defensive Cofagrigus, I'm not too worried about it. It's pretty much a free switch into Victini, because Victini has the natural bulk to take a Shadow Ball, and it can even trick the choice band on the Cofagrigus if things get out of hand. So yeah. Heracross, most likely, I'm assuming this is Scarfed Heracross and choice band Flygon. Bandit Flygon, not too much of an issue because it gets outrun and 2-hit KO'd by Aerodactyl, and Swampert kind of kind of tanks a hit from it. I don't think he wants to take an outrage. I think I have Protect on my Swampert if I ain't mistaken. Scarf Heracross is the easier of the two sets to check defensively, the other one being Choice Band, so yeah. I'm not too worried. His team does have a pretty decent matchup, and the main thing I'm really worried about is just switching in on Empoleon, making sure the Mega Houndoom doesn't set up and destroy everything, and just making sure that I can get around this Flygon. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Once those guys are out of the way, I think Porygon-Z could set up, especially after Empoleon's been weakened and annoying Whimsicott with Encores out of the way. So yeah, let me shut up now. Let's begin. I lead off with Aerosmactyl. He leads off with his Whimsicott. You know, I Mega Evolve on turn 1. He goes for a Substitute. Going for the safe play, I guess, trying to see what I'm going to do. I Aerial Ace, but he doesn't have leftovers for some reason, which is interesting. I Earthquake as he switches in his Cofagrigus. I was actually predicting Victini because I don't want it to get a free switch. I mean, I was predicting Empoleon. So I switch in my Victini, and I trick this thing a Choice Band, and I'm just amazed at the fact that this specially based, this offensive Cofagrigus, now he's locked in a Choice Band at Shadow Ball because I tricked him a band. And I was not expecting it to 2-hit KO Victini, but he sends in Empoleon. I set up OSX.Crisis and pretty much reveal I was the Double Dance set. So he roars me away. So yeah, this is more reason why I need to get rid of the Empoleon. He sends in Aerosmactyl. I switch out of it as he sets up Stealth Rock. I get 2 layers of Toxic Spikes up as he goes for Cofagrigus, locks himself in a Sleep Talk because he was predicting Sleep Powder. And I expect the Heracross switch, so I just go straight for the Technician, Hidden Power Fire. Does a ton to this Heracross, and pretty much he Mega Horns. So that was a Choice Band to Heracross actually, because that did a lot. But Toxic Spikes managed to kill it off, and pretty much I Protect with Florges because I have no reason not to. Now I see he locks himself in an Earthquake. I can get a free switch into Mega Aerodactyl and thus defog the hazards or get a free hit on whatever he wants to switch in next. I decide I want to let the Toxic Spikes rack up a bit more on his team. I want to spread the poison around since he has no Cleric. So basically, if I could get Houndoom and Cofagrigus poisoned, then I'll really bother to actually use Defog. But he sends his Cofagrigus, you know, he's locked with Choice Band and a Will-O-Wisp, so pretty much now I decide I'm just going to get a Wish off as he switches into Flygon. I die from the burn damage. Oh no, I don't die, but I come close to dying. I decide to sack it. I decide to switch Aerodactyl out of it, expecting him to Earthquake. So pretty much Aerosmactyl gets healed back up, but my own Florges is pretty much death fodder now, so I go for the Aerial Ace. This Cofagrigus isn't able to really stand up to it, so I don't know why the heck I would drew it. I sack my Florges expecting him to switch into something else, but this dude goes for Rest. So basically he's Rest talking Cofagrigus with Shadow Ball and Will-O-Wisp, which can be pretty annoying to take down if you let it live long enough, and so here we go again. I'm nasty plotting. I made a choke play by not killing the Cofagrigus when I had the chance. I'm not gonna lie, that was a choke play. So I Shadow Ball this Empoleon. Doesn't really do a lot at +2. He sends his Cofagrigus. I go to Aerosmactyl. I don't want to risk taking a Will-O-Wisp, so I send OSX.Crisis in again. And you know, he Sleep Talks, pulls Will-O-Wisp. I have Lumberry because it cures random statuses that could hinder or sleep. And I set up the Agility, and pretty much I know that I'm not going to be able to kill. I go for the Tri-Attack, hoping it does something. He switches in his Empoleon. Can I get a Burn, please? Can I get a Paralysis? Can I get a Freeze? Can I get something? He scalds me pretty much. I'm going to have to waste my Porygon-Z trying to murder this Empoleon. So I set up a nasty plot. He roars me again. God dang it, man. Stop doing that. So his Empoleon's here. He defogs on me, clears away his rocks, but clears away my Toxic Spikes as well. I stay in, go for the Earthquake to finish it off. And he goes into his Whimsicott. So now I go into Roserade, who pretty much counters this Whimsicott. And he sets up a Sunny Day on me. I'm like, oh no. You can't be serious. You can't be serious. Could this be? He busts out the U-turn on me as I break his sub. And so he's basically Heat Rock, Sunny Day, Whimsicott. So he's U-turning. He goes into Flygon as I set up a layer of Toxic Spikes. Switches out, goes into Cofagrigus. I set up my Stealth Rock on him again, trying to get these hazards up and trying to whittle this team down. Because if I can at least get 1 layer of Toxic Spikes up on his Houndoom, then it's not going to be able to completely sweep me. However, it's going to hurt while the sun is up. So he withdraws his Cofagrigus, accidentally Sleep Talking because he didn't know he woke up that turn. So I set up another layer of Toxic Spikes. He sends in his Houndoom. I pretty much sack OSX.Crisis to this thing because, you know, a solar power Mega Houndoom is something to be feared. It's pretty dangerous. I send an Aerosmactyl. He hits me with that Sucker Punch. He gets a critical hit on me. Wasn't expecting that. I go for the Stone Edge. In case he went to Confagrigus, because I want to do as much damage as possible. Kills off his Mega Houndoom. He sends it Flygon, goes for the U-turn on me because he's scarfed. And pretty much, I decide to stay in and go for the Aerial Ace. So it does a nice amount to his Confagrigus, and I'm just going to keep attacking it. I go for Stone Edge because Mummy takes away my Tough Claws. He burns me with Will-O-Wisp, and pretty much I got to sit here and just take it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take it. He sends in his Flygon again as I go for another Stone Edge. Good play because he resists it, and Stone Edge is really the only decent move I can make by this point. So I send in Wheaties, Swampert. I decide not to protect. I decide to just go for the Earthquake. Or no, go for the Scald, my bad. Go for the Scald, kill off this Confagrigus, and he sends in his Whimsicott again. Now, this is where things get interesting. I stay in to go for another Scald, because I'm thinking, I don't know why the heck I did that. I'm thinking because he doesn't run Giga Drain, because most of them usually run Moonblast, but he Leech Seeds on me, and then U-turns as I switch Swampert out, and he goes into Flygon. So pretty much, I have to either sack my Roserade or sack my Swampert to a Scarf Flygon. Sacking Swampert would have lost me the game because, you know, it couldn't take a hit after that. So pretty much I bring in Wheaties again on his Flygon, kill it off with Scald, hanging on by the skin of my teeth here. This might be game. And pretty much he has nothing but Whimsicott left, and he kills me with a critical U-turn. He killed me with a critical U-turn. I did a calc that was not gonna kill, actually, believe it or not. I'm guessing, actually, he doesn't have Moonblast. Yeah, U-turn, Sunny Day, Leech Seed, and that was his last move. I don't know. I probably saw it and forgot it. But yeah, good game, Jojo. This game ran straight down to the wire. He won by the skin of his teeth. That critical hit at the end was pretty good. But, you know, I think I was able to kill this with Earthquake. I'm not sure. But either way, I wasn't going to die to this. So yeah, that's it, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, favorite. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to be on my way to work now. Peace.